Yeah, so I supposed to have been recording this class, but unfortunately I forgot. So um, okay, font pairing. Yes, if you can read from font pairing here, when you are working on a brand identity, for example, or anything that you're working on, the fonts that you're using need to correlate. So, for example, if you use, let's say, use a serif font for the heading, you can use a sans serif for the body text, for example. So, assuming this presentation now, I can change this heading to a serif font, and then the body remains a sans serif font. But if I start blending too many fonts, just assume that okay, let's say I use the serif fonts for the heading, the sans serif for the body, then on another body I'm using script font, then another one I'm using display font. It's going to look somehow. It's not going to look presentable. But when you just use like probably two choices of font types would that will correlate properly, then it will help your design as well. So I think that's that about font. So on the next thing here, okay, so next up is layout and composition. So layouts, it talks about the way you arrange your elements in a design. So if I can go back, let me just read this one first. Rule of thirds, a design principles that provides a design principle that divides a composition into 9 equal parts using two horizontal lines and two vertical lines. So um, this particular description here is a description of the rule of thirds. So this describes how to arrange your elements in your design. So there's a way you properly arrange it. I wanted to show you guys how I got to do this presentation now. So there are rulers that I use to place the elements, so everything will be cordially arranged. So if I come here, I press Shift R, so you can see that there are rulers that I used here. You can see this one now. I placed a ruler at the top here and a ruler at the down. So all the elements are arranged within this box here. So imagine one of the elements falling out of the box or at the edge. It's not going to be very legible. So alignment in your design also matters. You can see that all the fonts in all the presentation, the text are arranged at the left, so which is called left alignment. So there is left alignment, right alignment, and middle alignment. So you just need to know how to arrange your elements in your design so the entire your design can just be balanced. There can be proper balance between all the elements, your fonts and images and any other thing that you are using for your design. So I'll just move on. Okay, so grids. Okay, so what the one I just explained to you now is grids. So this rule of third now it explains that your design needs to fall around these four red these dots that you can see here. Your elements need to fall within this. You can place your image here and you can place the text here. It's the same thing I did for the promotional flyer of this class. You can see that there were fonts at the text were arranged at the left side, while the other images and other things were arranged at the right side, with some other things falling on some other areas. So it created that balance in the entire design. So alignments, the arrangements of design elements along a common edge or axis, horizontally, vertically, and centered. So that's what I just explained. So there is left alignment, right alignment, center alignment. Proper alignments create a clean, organized, and professional look, enhancing readability and giving the design a cohesive and international appearance. So proper use of these alignments, it will help your design. So at least because when someone sees a design, there are certain areas where their eyes capture first. So once their eyes are captured on the elements that are necessary, then your design can be able to pass a message, because it's not just about how fine the design look or how sweet it looks. It's also, you also need to pass the message, that you also need to like serve the purpose that it was created for. So next up, okay, these are shapes. So now we all know about shapes. Like here, they are geometric shape, organic shape, and abstract shapes. So first of all, the geometric shapes are like the normal mathematical shapes that we know, the square, triangle, rectangle, circle, and the rest. So in every design software, there is an option to use all these type of shapes. In Photoshop, Canva, Illustrator, Figma, all of them, you can be able to use circle as a shape. You can be able to use triangle. You can be able to use circle, rectangle, all of them. And a combination of most of these shapes and text and colors and all these things are what build a design. So aside from geometric shapes, which are our normal triangle, circle, square, and the rest, we also have organic shapes, which are shapes that are being created to represent a particular item or something, or an object, for example. So as you can see here, the organic shape here, we used a leaf. So it could be a human face, it could be a phone. You can use a shape to just like create the shape of a phone, more like an icon and all that. So if I read here, it say irregular shapes that mimic natural forms like leaves and clouds. They add a natural fluid and dynamic feel to design, making them more approachable and friendly. So that's basically organic shape. While abstract shapes, unique non-representational shapes used for creative and expressive purposes. So these shapes, they basically don't, maybe they don't really represent anything exactly, but there's a way they are being crafted in a way that they kind of still pass a nice message. So they evoke imagination and innovation, allowing for artistic freedom. So as you can see this particular shape here, I don't want to be reading all the text because of time. So as you can see this shape here, this is an abstract shape. Personally, I don't really know what this shape means, but just like curvy lines kind of forming something like a circle or so. So next up is choosing your preferred tool. So choosing your preferred tool, there are different tools for Photoshop. As you can see here, I aligned Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Canva, Figma, and CorelDRAW. So as a designer, you need to know which tool you want to work with. Among all these two, you need to know which one you intend to work with, or which one can, or which one you are free to work with, or you are comfortable with. For me personally, I'm comfortable with working with Photoshop and Illustrator. And lately, I've been trying to use Canva. I've been trying to use Canva, and I think it's flowing nice as well. So it just left to you to choose which of the tools you feel like is good
Can
for
we
you.
use Pixel Lab?
Yes, you can use Pixel Lab for phone, right? I've not really explored Pixel Lab, but it's also good as well. There is this designer I know that uses Pixel Lab, and his designs are very, very mad, like very good. So
What of CorelDRAW?
you say,
CorelDRAW. What of
yeah,
CorelDRAW?
CorelDRAW is very, very good. Personally, I have never used CorelDRAW to design, because I did not start learning design at the time of CorelDRAW. But I know someone, one of my, I used to work in his agency before, and he uses CorelDRAW, strictly CorelDRAW, and he's very, very creative, and he's doing very well with CorelDRAW. So if you look here, from the first notes here, you can see that I said it's not about the tool you use, but how good you use it. So now it's not just, some people are just criticizing some tools and saying this one is not good. It depends on how you master those tools. That's why I walked you guys through all these elements and principles. Your basic understanding of most of these elements and understanding the tools of design. If you look, these little stuff that I place here, these are most of the tools in design. So your basic understanding of how to use most of these tools is what is more necessary. Like that's the major necessary thing for you. You can just look at this presentation that I did now, and you can go and create it. Create even something better, as long as you know how to use the tools. When I started using Figma, which is for UI UX design, I took a course on UI UX design, and then I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll find it hard using the software. And then when I went to Figma, it was just so easy for me because I already understood how to use Photoshop and Illustrator. And Figma is even much easier because Figma is more like Canva. It's an online based software, and you just need to, there are tools there, you just need to do it, and it's more flexible for me to use Figma. So if you understand your tools very well, you are good to go. You can use any software. I believe now, even if I go to use CorelDRAW, I can still use it well because the tools that are the major tools in design are majorly the move tool, shape tool, color tool, all these normal tools here, crop and the rest. So it's just for you to know how to come up with design, how to properly arrange your design, use your colors and the rest. That's the major thing, and learn your tools. Once you know how to use your tools, you study design well, you can be able to come up with good designs. And also follow trends, follow designers, follow, source out for inspirations on places like Pinterest and the rest. So my battery is getting low, that's why I'm just trying to brush up fast. And the light in my place is bad, it's very bad. There's light, but it's low and it's not picking my stuffs. So I'm just going to, I actually wanted to walk us through the interfaces of Photoshop and Canva and probably Illustrator. But if my battery doesn't die before then I would do that. So this one now, it says pick your vibe. So as you start in graphic design, explore various tools to find what you are comfortable with. Just like I explained, you can explore Canva. I know a friend of mine, her name is Bless Eve, and she started using Canva. So till date she still uses Canva, though she's good in using Illustrator, and I don't know if she uses Photoshop, but she's more comfortable with using Canva and she's doing well with the Canva. So it just depends on you. If you feel like Canva is better for you, fine. If you feel CorelDRAW is better for you, fine. If you feel Photoshop is better for you, fine. You just go. But you just know that there are certain differences in some of these tools. Like for example, Photoshop and Illustrator. You cannot craft professional logos on Photoshop because Photoshop is a raster software, while Adobe Illustrator is a vector software. Vector and raster is like, okay, how do I explain this? I'll try and maybe do another presentation on those vector and raster things so you can read and understand better. So um, begin with the user-friendly options like Canva. Yeah, so for a start, it's advisable to use Canva. So if you're a beginner, you can use Canva because there are templates there. You just go and edit them, but don't just rely solely on the templates. You can also try and craft out your own different things or edit the template in a way that the design turns to your own. So in the free gift folder, I've linked a video on how to get Canva Pro for free because Canva is not entirely free. There's a pro plan, but you can actually get the pro. The video on how to do that is on the free gifts folder that I sent you guys earlier, and also how to get Photoshop also. So once you're familiar with the basics, you can move on to more advanced software like Photoshop and Illustrator. So just like what I just explained, Photoshop is ideal for detailed photo editing, while Illustrator is perfect for creating logos and icons. So you can also dive into Photoshop. There are others like Lightroom. There is Lightroom. There is Pixel Lab. Yeah, like someone just asked now. Pixel Lab, that is another good tool for designers. Where I don't even know how it looks, but I've seen different people talk about it online, and I believe it's good as well. So it's just more about understanding your tools. So I think this is the last page. Yeah, so it's time to unleash your creativity. Um so that's basically covering the basic or the basic aspects of design, understanding most of those elements. the elements of design and how to position your designs properly is what you actually need for a start. So I think I don't need to go through all these things. These are just like my end stuff. But this entire presentation will be linked in the free free gift folder, so you can still go and get it. So maybe I should do a walk through Canva. No, let me walk through Photoshop first. Then Canva, I think I should do Canva on phone. For example, maybe if time permits me, I'll still do Canva interface. I'll walk through Canva interface here with you guys. So let me exit this and go to Photoshop. I don't know if my battery will be. So me personally, I'm more of a Photoshop designer. Photoshop and Illustrator are my major softwares for design. So as we wait for Photoshop to open, if you have any question, you can ask now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, does anyone have any question before Photoshop opens?
Um, Sorry, what package will be using at first as a beginner?
You said? Sorry, the network was breaking.
I said, which package can we use as a beginner? Because I know how to use CorelDRAW, Photoshop, but not really much like that.
So as a beginner, which software you're asking which software you can use?
Yes,
Okay,
like as a beginner.
okay. If you look from this presentation here, you can see. Let me go to the page. You can see here. So it says from this place now you can see B. It says begin with user-friendly options like Canva. So as a beginner, if you don't understand much about design, you can try using Canva. So why Canva is good is you will see different templates and it will build your knowledge on design.
Please, I have a question.
Okay, sorry, let me finish.
I have a question.
Yes, just hold on. Let me answer this the first question first, then I'll give you room to go.
Can I ask my
Hold on, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so
Yes, we can.
for the lady that wants to ask a question, just hold on. Let me answer the first question first. So for the first question, you can start by using Canva because Canva will build your knowledge on design to help you see designs that are created by other creators, and then you would know you'll be able to study those designs and know how to come up with your own personal design or know the kind of designs that you want to be doing because there are different things in design. There is logo, there is visual identity, which is like the whole branding stuff. There is flyer design, poster, business cards, presentation. There's just too many things to do, so it's left for you to know, okay, well, this is the kind of thing I want to be doing. Like for the guy I told you guys that he uses Pixel Lab. What he does majorly is poster designs. I know someone that his major focus is a very popular designer. His major what he does majorly is movie posters. Like he's the biggest movie poster designer in Nigeria. Most of the movie posters you see, he was the one that designed them. So that is his major specialty. He specializes in designing movie posters. So when you are coming, you need to know what you want to be doing. Or with time, you might not know for a start, you might not know immediately, but with time, you'll be able to decide. When I started, I was doing majorly music covers, event flyers. I still do it till date, but I tend to with time subconsciously I just begin to like branding more because I started seeing that branding is helping me to like push and project my creativity properly And another thing is that there's like enough money in branding because there are companies that are willing to pay you very well. So that is why I chose branding. So I believe that has answered the question. So the second question for the lady, from the lady, sorry. Can you hear me?
Question.
Yeah, someone said she wants to ask a question.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, my question, yes, my question is, you said as a beginner we are like open to Canva and Photoshop, right?
Yeah, majorly
But
Canva.
what about Pixel Lab? Is that not like a good design tool?
If you have been hearing me, I said personally I've not explored.
Pixel Lab like a good tool for
Can you? Okay, okay, I get your question. I get your question. So, personally, I've not explored Pixel Lab because I did not start out as a phone designer. I started designing with system. So, in short, at the point like previously, it used to be funny to me when I hear that people are designing with phone. So, but at the point, I started seeing good designs with the phone, and I decided to try it out myself using Canva, and it was actually good. So personally, I've not explored Pixel Lab. So I'm saying I've seen designs that people do with Pixel Lab, and it's very very good for design as well. There's Lightroom. You can use Lightroom on your phone. After designing on, let's say you design on Pixel Lab, you can still move that picture. I know some people that do that. They will send that same picture to Lightroom and they will enhance the brightness and some other things there with the contrast and the rest with Lightroom. So it just depends on if you can use the tool properly, if you can understand how to properly align your design, how to use colors. It's just your basic understanding of design entirely. You can use any tool as even if it's paint. I don't know if you know this paint software on system. You can even use it to design anything as long as you know how to use the tool. You can even use MS Word to design it. You can even use PowerPoint for design. So it just depends. If you know how to use the tool, then you're good to go. But for a start, since I've seen good designs that people do it. Sorry, mute
Sorry,
your
I
mic.
have a question.
Mute your mic. Sorry, I will attend to your question. So like I was saying, you can use Pixel Lab for your design, and you can use Canva. But personally, I've not explored Pixel Lab. I'll try and do that, and if I get any good response or good flow with it, then I'll share it with you guys. So the next question. Sorry, sorry,
Can I say
mute your
something?
mic. Mute your mic. Okay.
all right, thank you.
Okay. So the question from the second person, the other guy.
Okay. My question is, as a brander, is it advisable to use phone for the design?
Okay. One thing you need to understand is that the professional standard for design is laptop. We all know that it's laptop that is the professional standard. But if you cannot afford a laptop, or if you don't have a good laptop, because it's not all laptops that can carry heavy software like this. These design softwares are really heavy. So if you cannot afford a laptop that can carry design softwares properly, then you can start with your phone and start doing something first. You can actually do good designs with your phone. Yes, you can do good designs with your phone, but with time you can be able to buy and get your laptop and start designing with your laptop. But you can start with your phone. I know people that are doing good stuff with phone, but you cannot craft. I'm not sure you can do like standard logo and certain things with your phone.